Hi guys, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Pieter-Louis.
Welcome back to Legend and Lore, a world tour. It's one of those episodes again, where I gave Pieter-Louis a chance to pick the topic. No, I have apparently not learned my lesson yet. This time,
Well, you married me, so
let's not
it
talk
kind
about
of says that maybe
I've never learned
your
my lesson.
decision-making skills aren't that well.
I haven't learned my lesson in all these years. Anyway, this time we're headed deep into the English countryside to a forest so eerie, so unsettling, that locals say it screams at night. No, not figuratively, literally. Picture this. A cold autumn night in the English countryside. The wind weaves through tall skeletal trees, carrying with it the scent of wet leaves and moss. A lone figure walks along a narrow path, cutting through a dense forest. Their breath fogs in the air, boots crunching on fallen twigs. Suddenly, silence. Even the wind seems to hold its breath. Then, a sound. Faint at first, a whisper, a moan. The figure stops, listening. A scream, long, shrill, and inhumane, rips through the darkness. Not once, but again and again. Frozen with fear, they fumble for their phone. No signal. The compass app spins wildly, and behind them something moves. Just a flicker, a shadow. They break into a run, branches clawing at their coats, until they burst out of the woods and into the empty road. They swear they were only there for a few minutes. But 2 hours have passed, and when they check their footage later, there's a voice whispering through the static. Help me. Welcome to the Deering Woods, better known as the Screaming Woods of Pluckley, Kent.
So I came across this through all my YouTube watching this the thing I do at night when I can't sleep.
I have to say the YouTube video, the forest is creepy.
The forest is creepy. I've got a lot of opinions about it, but I'm actually, for someone like me that that knows about stuff that's famous and not folklore, but creepy stuff. I actually only found out about the Deering Woods this year, and apparently it's a big thing. And what I also noticed about the YouTube is a lot of people. There are still people that go into the Deering Woods not knowing it's the most haunted woods in the UK, and a lot of people going into the woods that do know it's the most haunted woods in the UK. And so strange videos that I've seen, and it's weird.
Funny thing, apparently back, it doesn't exist anymore, but the Guinness Book of Records said that the Deering Woods had the most haunted ghosts. The most ghosts, I think, is 12. So they actually held the record in the Guinness Book of Records, and then somebody debunked it or something according to them, because obviously how do you prove it?
Exactly, that's the thing. I think that's why.
So they took the category away. But it was interesting that it hit the Guinness Book of World Records. That was funny to me.
There, yeah. So it's weird. Like, I've never heard about it, but here we go. And apparently a lot of people in the UK never heard about it, and they kind of live right there. But anyway, what I do see on the YouTube videos is people like to camp in there. They
I
like
didn't
camp
read
over there.
anything
You're not
about
allowed
that.
to. Yeah, you're not allowed to, but they do because
People are weird.
they want to experience the Screaming Woods to the fullest of capabilities. And
They
then
want
also,
likes.
yeah, and then there's the people that what they call. Do you know what stealth
Glitz.
camping is?
No.
So stealth camping is you go camp somewhere that you're not allowed to. Stealth camping. So that means
So
you try and
it's
go,
what we call plucking.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, but not
If
exactly
you stay
that.
there
Yeah.
long enough, they can build a house and you're not
Yes,
allowed to
yeah,
get
so
rid of them.
it basically-
2 weeks, then you're done.
In the UK, it's like big. You've got a bus with a bed in, or your car. You go sleep in a parking lot or somewhere, and stealth camping. Or you go into someone's farm and sleep on the property without them knowing. Stealth camping. And a lot of people like to stealth camp in the Deering Woods.
And if you do it in South Africa for 2 weeks, they cannot throw you out because then you can physically
Well,
say you live there.
technically, After 48 hours in South Africa, you need a
No, you
warrant
still
to be
can.
moved.
No.
48 hours, the police need to move you. So the first
They're
48
still allowed to move you. Yes, you can still.
police can, yeah.
No, a security company can go and say, "Listen, you're not allowed to be here. Please move." Anybody?
after
No.
48 hours. No,
Yes,
after
no,
48,
it's 2 weeks. If you
Yeah, 2
if
weeks
you
are
know they're
probably-
there for 2 weeks, they basically own the place.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
2 weeks is
not
you own the
legally, but
property, yeah.
you can't get rid of them without a lot of court
Anyway.
cases. But anyway, that's an entirely different topic.
So if you want to live somewhere for free, come to South Africa, find a spot, live there for 2 weeks, and then we can't get rid of you. Anyway. A touchy subject. Anyway.
Moving along, you were talking about them basically living there. So yeah, was that
Yeah, that's it. And like I
was-
said,
it's
people just
interesting.
want to go there. And in the videos, you do see quite a lot of weird stuff. But I'm not sure if it's unexplainable stuff.
So because it's Pieter-Louis type of topics, I didn't watch a lot of videos because I really wanted to sleep at night. But I have to say, the woods itself is very creepy. I don't know why people would want to go and walk there. I don't know. Obviously, maybe in summer it looks better. I don't know. But when the video, it was none of the trees had leaves. It just looked creepy, scary. I cannot see why anybody would want to walk there. While the woman was walking, it started raining. You could see she doesn't believe in a lot of the ghosts and stuff, but even she was creeped out by the woods.
Yeah.
I don't know why a woman would go walking through the woods in a place where they say people go missing and die. Why would you walk around there alone? So no, just no.
I think
you won't
what
find me there. There's no way. Maybe if I don't think they do tours through there. It literally sounds like just people going
Yeah, you
for a
can
walk
just
in a
walk there.
park.
Yeah, it's public property. You can just go through it. What I do
It is a property. It was owned by the Deering family, but it doesn't sound. I'm trying to figure out who owns it now, but it doesn't sound like the
From
Deering.
what I've seen in the YouTube
They
videos,
were-
the gate's open, so you can just open the gate and go in.
Yes. So originally it was the Deering family that owned it, and they were fancy rich people basically. But it doesn't sound like they still own it.
Yeah, I think about what I
think
saw
it
in the
was
videos.
trust.
It's a very
I'll get
dense,
to that point
yeah,
somewhere.
it's a very dense forest, and obviously, like it is the UK, so it's going to be wet. And I don't see myself ever going into a dense, wet forest.
No, that's like
It
looking
just
for
feels
trouble.
Weird, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's trouble. It's just
No,
I don't
not
like.
even
I
ghost-wise.
can smell this forest already. Kind of.
No,
I don't know. It's weird.
Yes, the moss and.
Yeah, the moss and getting wet. And,
No.
okay, anyway,
No, thank you.
and I like hiking and I like camping. It's just
I love
I
hiking,
won't go
camping.
there.
There's no way. Okay, then I have to say, getting older sucks because hiking is a little less fun now that you realize what big spiders mean. and something. I got scared as I got older, so I loved it, and now the snakes freak me out, and the spiders freak me out. Okay, guys, sorry, we just quickly had to sort out our kids. So, back to Pluckley, Kent. So, the village of Pluckley is often called the most haunted village in England. It's a sleepy little place with winding lanes, ancient pubs, the kind of countryside charm that would look right at home on a Teton. But just on its edge, in a woodland that has been the source of whispering legends and unexplained sounds for centuries. The Deering Woods get their name from the Deering family, who once owned the land. Like I said, I want to know who owns it now, but they once owned it in the 18th and 19th century. But the stories tied to the forests go back far beyond aristocracy. Let's start with the obvious question. Why is it called the Screaming Woods? Locals and visitors alike have reported strange noises coming from the woods, especially after dark. We're talking long, drawn-out screams, moans, and chilling cries that seem to come from nowhere and everywhere all at once. Some say it's foxes, some say it's the wind, but those who've heard it say it doesn't sound like animals. It sounds human, desperate, sad. And once you know the stories behind the wood, it's hard not to imagine these screams as echoes of something darker.
So I haven't heard the stories behind the woods yet.
I'll
But
enlighten you.
it's only what I've seen in the YouTube videos.
It's creepy. Why
It's
would
creepy.
people want to go in there?
But it's also it's still not unexplainable for me.
Honestly, I'd like to see it when the trees are fully full of leaves and everything, because obviously I think they specifically go in winter when it's just trees without leaves and it's
Just
just
one thing,
freaking creepy.
Well, just one thing I've noticed doing a lot of what I do is a lot of things sound like a person screaming. That's not. Um,
Yes, but it won't keep
a
on
lot of
sounding
anim-
like a scream.
a lot of animals make a sound that sounds like a scream. A lot of trees cracking. There's a lot of things that can make a screaming sound. Wind, rocks. Like one of the other most haunted forests in the world, allegedly, is what was it? Let me tell you now. It would have been I think it's the one in Japan, the suicide forest. A lot of the screaming coming from there is actually just volcanic rock. The way the wind hits volcanic rock and the way the
It's
earth is
just
made.
sad. Suicide. Oh, that's all
Oh,
right.
that's a very go Google that.
I think I have heard of it before.
It's very sad.
I actually think I saw something with you on YouTube about it.
Yes,
It's just
yeah.
sad.
Where people tie strings to themselves to find their ways out. But anyway, kind of the same thing, but not the same thing. That's haunted in a different way.
God, that's
But they also have
insane.
screaming there. But that's I believe explained by the volcanic rock.
I know wind through rocks and stuff can sound
Yeah.
like screaming. I remember that in the caves.
And I know there's like this one specific fox as well that literally it's
That's what they're saying here, and they actually played a scream of the fox in the video. I don't agree. I would know that's not somebody physically screaming.
also rabbits.
They never say rabbits
Rabbits
here,
can scream like a human. It's crazy.
but they don't say anything about. But anyway, I know it's possible, but the way they're talking about the type of screams, I don't think it's an animal. But let's move on. One of the most well-known spirits said to haunt the woods is that of Colonel, who supposedly took his own life by hanging from a tree deep within the forest. The story goes that he was overwhelmed by grief, either from war or heartbreak, and wandered into the woods, never to return. His body was found swinging from a branch. To this day, people report seeing a shadowy figure amongst the trees or hearing the rope creak in the wind. And always, the air in this spot feels colder
I wonder why is that.
because you physically feel the ghost. They say if you
No,
feel
I-
a presence, it feels
yes,
colder.
but I don't
It's a
understand
chill.
why it gets cold. It's a change in atmospheric pressure. I understand that. It's just why is it always where the haunted places are?
Because they're not supposed to be in your space.
I think that spaces are cold already, and then people just make you think it's haunted.
No, it's that chill you get when something goes through you that's not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to touch your soul.
Yes. Okay. Anyway,
A
let's
different soul should not touch your soul. No, just no.
it's just basically the
creepy.
drop in temperature. That means that's just it's normal. It happens everywhere in the world. It's just okay. Let's continue with this, and then I'll get to all my theories.
Okay.
I want to read about this.
anyway,
Yeah, there's a lot going through my mind.
A small tidbit was that there's not really, they call him the colonel, but there's no specific place where they know exactly what his rank was. So he's just known as the colonel.
And I
But
don't know
it's-
where he hung himself in the middle of the forest.
that apparently is still there, and if I
Oh.
read correctly, that specific tree has been cut down, but he's still there.
The tree or him?
The tree was cut down,
Yeah.
so the actual tree where he hung himself
Yeah.
is not there anymore, but they still see him and feel him there.
Okay. Poor tree.
There's a lot of trees that they cut down. I don't understand completely, but anyway,
Did they cut down the tree because he hung himself on the tree?
no.
It's not like putting down a dog when he bites you. It's
I don't think they did it now. I think because it's a bunch of different stuff I read, but they talked about a bunch of trees being cut down. So I'm guessing it was something to do with the deering family, or when they didn't own it anymore, they cut trees off to get it out of the way. I don't know. It could have fallen down. There's nothing specific about it. So anyway, next ghost. Then there's the ghost of the Lady Deering, believed to be a member of the noble family the woods are named after. According to the tale, Lady Deering was buried in 7 coffins and an oak sarcophagus. Sarcophagus, there, thank you. To prevent her spirit from escaping. But escape it did, apparently. Her glowing form is said to walk between the graveyards in Pluckley and the forest edges. Always at dusk, always in silence, and translucent lady in white. Sounds familiar?
It does.
There's always a lady in white.
And we had an episode about ladies in whites.
But anyway, so there is a other place where they basically say she walks in the coffin in the sarcophagus. They not that she walks outside of it. Because she's in 7 of them, they say she's walked. So I'm not exactly sure if they mean that she's in a tomb, maybe. But
Okay,
it's said
because
that she walks in it, so
a
it's
coffin is obviously a box. She's in
Yes.
7 boxes. Those 7
How do you
boxes
walk in
are
them?
inside a
grave. I'm guessing.
bigger box,
But
which is made of
let's
stone.
assume she has some sort of tomb or something because she's a deering. I don't know, but
Well,
this
sarcophagus,
sounded
yeah.
more true. It made more sense.
Like I said, people have their way of telling stories as it is. Yeah.
Yes, but it still has to be. I can see a ghost. I can. That all makes sense. But the sarcophagus walking in it, it's weird. So basically, she can get out.
Okay.
So now, skeptics chalk this up to the classic Lady in White folklore, but those who've seen her say she doesn't feel like a generic story. They describe a sadness that stays with them long after the sighting, like she's looking for something or someone.
Like most of them are.
No, there was some sort of, I'm not sure if it's exactly her, but there was some sort of love triangle where somebody killed himself. And if I'm correct, it's about Lady Deering. She killed herself because of a love triangle, but I'm not, I didn't,
Is this true? Did Lady Deering kill herself?
yes, that apparently, well, I'm not sure. None of these have physical,
Proof of that
no.
there was a Lady Deering that did kill herself. And we're not even sure if the colonel existed. That hung himself.
So I understand, like I said, I don't,
Are
I
there any-
cannot go
like,
into
are there-
enough research for that.
Are there any death notes that say, okay, there was Lady Deering that
That's
died?
what I'm saying. I cannot find those. That's something I need to. I can't find it online.
Okay.
I don't know if it's there or not.
So am I going plague now? Can we start playing? Okay,
Let's
anyway.
move along quickly. There's also the tale of a headless highwayman.
Always I headless highwayman.
Yes,
Everywhere,
who used to
all we
rob
go.
travelers along the road running through the forest. The story says he was ambushed and killed, decapitated, and now roams the wood on horseback, searching for his head.
Again,
The only other place I know the headless horseman is Harry Potter. I'm sorry, that's
but there's also one of the other most famous haunted woods. I'm going to tell you which one it is now.
isn't there a Johnny Depp one as well? A movie he did.
I think it's the
Headless Horseman.
There's another one in UK. Where are we now? I'm looking for it. I think there's also another UK one. What would it be? I think it's Epping Forest. Also in the UK. I've got stuff here now. Well, let's go to the historical cultural significance, crime scene locations, great stuff, haunted. Headless Horseman, also in the Epping Forest, which is also in the UK. So it's a British thing.
Well, I don't know.
But I know there's a lot of like I think in West Virginia and Virginia thereabout, there's always also a headless horseman. So there's always a headless horseman. But funny enough, Epping Forest also in the UK also has a headless horseman. Does he go from the one forest to the next forest? That's where he's going.
You never know.
Anyway, okay, let's go back to the story.
Okay, so this is Google AI overview, but I do know I read it in a different article. I'm just giving the story of Lady Deering of Deering Woods, who was supposedly killed herself as part of folklore. We know this, blah blah blah. Lady Deering, or the Red Lady, also known as the Red Lady, appearing in the churchyard and woods, and a story of a woman poisoning herself due to the love affair. There's no definitive proof of a specific Lady Deering who died by suicide in a way of the legend describes. But once again, it's not to say that it was that
Yeah.
you can find these. It's too long ago.
When was Lady Deering? When did she kill herself? Did they say? Was there a time? There's no timeline here. There's nothing that says when.
No, not specifically.
Because I do understand. Again, I'm going to say the plague word again.
Nope.
If this
We're
was,
not
if
interested.
Lady Daring did live before plague, remember a lot of stuff happened in plague. A lot of stuff got lost. A lot of history got lost in plague times. A lot.
Or there could have been a fire and the
Yeah,
death
exactly
records
that as well. Yeah.
disappeared. There's so many things that can go wrong. You don't need
It
a
just
plague
depends
for
how far
that.
back we go.
I don't
I
have
don't
a
think
timeline
the Lady
here.
Daring thing would have been after plague, but let's say it was. And the UK was.
But I could definitely
Yeah.
see a woman in a churchyard haunting. So yes, I can. That's definitely something that's possible. Why is your phone intruding on our podcast?
It wants to.
Death
Anyhow.
stare. So let's move it along. Some campers have reported hearing the pounding of hooves at night. No visible rider, just the sound and then silence. But it's not just old legends. In more recent years, the woods have attracted ghost hunters, campers, hikers, and of course, YouTubers hoping to catch something eerie. Some claim to have experienced lost time, spending hours in the wood that felt like minutes, or the opposite. I cannot imagine spending hours in woods and feeling like it was minutes. That got to be creepy, because especially those woods, I would know I'm in there for hours.
Well, a lot of things just feels longer than it actually is.
Yeah, not shorter. They're saying it's felt shorter.
But remember, having a good time feels shorter, and having
In
a bad
that
time
woods,
feels longer.
you've seen
I
videos.
don't
There's
know.
no way. I'm sorry. Nope. Not even when you're drunk. Just no. So anyway, others describe orbs of light, whispers when no one else is nearby, and the feeling of being watched. And then there are the disappearances. In the 1940s, several people were reportedly found dead in the woods under mysterious circumstances, though records are scarce, and some suggest this is urban legend. Still, it's part of the lore now. But then there's the part I couldn't ignore. On the morning of November 1st, 1948, 20 people from the nearby Maltmans Hill area were found dead.
20.
20. 11 of whom were children. Their bodies were discovered in a horrific pile of human flesh, yet they showed no visible wounds. The night before, Halloween, many locals had reported seeing strange lights coming from within the forest the very night of the massacre. Autopsies failed to identify any clear cause of death, and then, oddly enough, the local authorities quickly closed the investigation, claiming carbon monoxide poisoning. Just like that. No follow-up, no further inquiries.
I would have said the same thing.
And perhaps most suspicious of all, why carbon monoxide? Just no. So, perhaps most suspicious of all, there are no official police report that can be verified. Only fragments. I found fake newspaper clippings that seem to circulate online, but no legitimate archivable sources. Could it be that this was one big cover-up that people still whisper about to this day? It doesn't stop there. Exactly 50 years later, in October 1998, another chilling event unfolded. 4 college students visited the woods, vanished without a trace. That same night, residents of Pluckley reported seeing what they called figures of light, like spider webs, hanging in the sky over the forest. The students were never found, and once again, the police investigation was quickly dropped after just 3 weeks. Coincidence? Or something repeating every half century? Plenty of paranormal groups have ventured into the Deering Woods, especially around Halloween. Are you insane? Is just all I can say about that. Some have got EVPs, that's electric voice phenomenals,
Oh, don't let me get into that. Okay.
saying things like, help me, or don't go. Others claim to have photographed faces in the mist of glowing shapes that weren't visible at the time. But here's the thing. Even those who didn't see or hear anything reported a feeling of overwhelming sense of dread, like something is just off. One story that keeps popping up is the compass effect. Paranormal investigators say the equipment malfunctioned in specific areas. Compasses spin wildly, cameras refuse to focus. Even fully charged batteries drain within minutes. Now, yes, there could be magnetic anomalies or natural explanations. But if it's just geology, why do so many people feel cold spots, hear voices, or leave the forest in tears? So, what's going on in the Deering Woods?
I've got a lot of theories.
Let's go for them.
Okay, firstly, I'm going to go back to
No,
some.
not plague. Let's move along.
Okay, not plague. Okay, because the 1940s is quite after the plague, so it can't be plague. And again, if something happened in 1940 was 1948, there should be a lot of evidence about it, so that wouldn't be made up too much about the pile of dead bodies. That'll be carbon monoxide poisoning. It is possible.
No, that would also, I feel that would be in
So-
papers and stuff.
So
Why cover up?
in Cameroon in 1974, somewhere about there, I think,
I
a
don't
whole village of about 1,400 people woke up dead.
Well, then they didn't wake up exactly.
Exactly. So they came across it. The whole village basically died because they were next to a lake, and the lake basically just let out a bunch of carbon monoxide, and everybody died. The whole village. You don't smell it. You don't know it's there. You don't see it. It's just you can't breathe.
That's
There's
horrible.
no air. The air goes away. So there's a completely possible for something like 11 people to just 20 people
20, 11 kids.
to
That's
just die. Let's say there were compost heaps. It's a forest. There's a lot of stuff happening in the ground. I'm
But
going to go.
why the lights and stuff in the air?
That I don't really understand. It doesn't make sense, but it is the UK. There is clouds. It might be lightning. I know in the UK.
You know if it's
I know
light.
in the UK they're not very used to seeing lightning. There's not a lot of lightning storms in the UK, so anything's possible. I'm going to Google it. Hold on.
Oh, sorry,
I'll make sure
guys.
Are there many lightning storms in the UK? And I spoke to someone in Europe one time, and they said they're not really used to lightning, which is weird. It's something we see like every 3 days. It's normal for us.
Well, not every 3 days. You're exaggerating a lot. But yes, in raining season, it gets hectic. Especially when the windows and everything, you wake up because the windows is clattering from the lightning. Ugh.
The number of thunderstorm days per year is variable, with some years having fewer than 5 and others having 20. So imagine only having 5 days a year with lightning.
I don't think ours is so much more.
Should know it's a lot.
It's just
In
in
summer,
seasons.
in summer it's something you see every day.
I think
But
you're
anyway, I might be completely wrong. That might
exaggerating
be a
here.
fact that I just
When
remember- I just
heat
remember-
waves hit, yes, then we end up with normally a thunderstorm or so on. But then I think you're exaggerating. It's definitely not every day. Our
not
summers
every
are
day,
amazing.
but at least once a week.
We have wonderful summers where we enjoy outside and there's no rain or no lightning. So no.
Okay, anyway, but I just remember some guys
Exaggeration.
telling me that they didn't know what lightning. Well, they know what
Okay,
lightning is,
so
but they haven't seen. Yeah,
over
might be
the it's not lightning in their skies. They would know what lightning is.
they would know. Okay,
Let's move it along.
it can be anything. A lot of it, lights in skies can be new roads being built, headlights of cars, anything like it. Reflections are weird things. Lights do weird stuff. I think it was you when we were at one big dam, Sterkfontein dams, and we weren't sure what the lights were that were on top of the hill, and eventually it was actually just the way the highway curved. It just catches the light of the cars, and you don't actually know it's there, and you can't hear them, you can't see them. It's just how it was.
I don't remember that. No.
It's basically that lights do weird things. If people say they see lights, I always go like, but how and what and where? Did you investigate it? Did you go closer? Did you change the way you see it? It feels like I'm going to take over this whole podcast with my theories here. And then hearing stuff scream in the woods. Okay, I'm going to go back to what you said about the EVPs, which is the electro voice phenomenon. Yeah, that's all just made up stuff.
Just because you don't believe doesn't mean it's made up.
Not believe. It's just you created something that can listen to anything magnetic. The whole Earth is made of the magnetic
I have to
fields.
say, I'm also not a.
Yeah, you'll hear anything in anything. I can play white noise for you. You'll
I'm not
probably hear
gonna say
someone.
yes or no in this case. It's
Yeah.
not. I don't. I'm not gonna call somebody to come find a ghost in my house. I'm more the let's pray it away type of person. I'm not gonna believe you if you say, "Oh, listen to that static." So I'm also more a skeptic there.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that it's not haunted. I'm just saying a lot of it can be explained away. Something that I like to go into, and it's one of those my psychologicalness, my brain thinking about stuff without no facts at all. Anyway, is do you know what sensory deprivation is?
No.
So that is when they take you, they put you in a container filled with water. They take away all the light. They take away all the sound. It's just you floating in water, and then they say you start hallucinating.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yes.
So what happens is the moment you take one of your senses are taken away rapidly, the other ones start to look for things that would make up for it. And
Okay,
that's
so
why.
all of these people are randomly floating in water where
No,
there's
no,
no
no, no,
water.
no, no. Let,
So-
let me get to my point. Okay, so not floating water. I'll get to no. It's that's why a lot of the things happen in the dark. So your house is dark, the woods is dark. Something is taken away. Light is taken away. It's a sensory deprivation, and that means your ears start making up for things that aren't there. Your little bit of sight you've got left is making up for stuff that's not there. The way you
then
feel,
everybody's houses would be haunted once the lights are out.
it's not haunted. It's just the way you perceive it. So now you're going to a darker place than normal, a quieter place than normal, less of a smell.
Okay, I won't walk through a dark house, but still.
But still, but
It's-
that's why when stuff happens, it's always in the dark and it's creepy. Is because your ears and you feel stuff now, and that's why the room starts feeling colder. Is
No, I don't agree. No.
No, there
I've
is-
walked
there-
through dark houses with. I hate it. I hate
Yeah,
walking
but
in the
that's
dark.
exactly
I
it.
want to
It's-
see in front of me.
I
I
call
want to
it
know.
it's to me sensory deprivation. It's something was taken away, so your other senses are making up for it. And now you're going into this forest. It's dark now. Now you start seeing figures, which could be trees. You start hearing sounds, which could be foxes. There's a media hype about this now. So people saw you going in, and there's children probably next to the woods making sounds just to freak you out. Which was actually one of the YouTube videos. Was the guy said, I think there are actually just children somewhere trying to freak us out.
Or he just didn't believe and then he
Oh,
made
he doesn't
something up.
believe, but yeah, just it's something that's explainable.
Yep.
I think that's I kind of like want to go to the Daring Woods
Yes, in the day,
go
not
listen to
near
it myself.
Halloween.
Because obviously in the recordings a lot of it can be doctored, and people do want likes and
The
stuff.
video I watched was of a woman who feels that a lot of this isn't real, and she kind of said she debunked this or because she can't find proof. And her video cut out, her mic cut out, and she said in her case she doesn't really believe, but the woods are very creepy, very eerie, so it's possible there's something in there. So I didn't look at somebody looking for likes or anything, and I watched the video. I can see something being in there. It's just no.
So I can't explain.
I don't
anything
know why
cutting
people want to
out.
walk there. Like I said, I want to see it in the summer when the trees have their leaves and everything looks nice and wonderful because I believe it could be amazing. Apparently, the person, the Deering Trust or whatever, the guy who owned the house loved holding lavish picnics there, and I can imagine when it's in full bloom that must be amazing. But yeah, that
But remember, it's still the UK.
Dark,
It's always
wet.
raining. Yeah, it's always raining.
you just know.
But yeah, I'd like to go more into the woods and thinking about what it can be, but everything is explainable again.
Nope.
It's almost everything. The stuff going off. I can't think of any explanation except for poor planning.
Nope. Sorry.
But that's all I've got.
Nope. There's
Um,
It's not explainable.
And
You
like I
cannot
said,
explain away screams.
there
Nope.
are a lot of other forests that are also haunted.
Yes, because people die in there, and if you die in a bad way, your soul still needs some.
Because ChatGPT tells me, so what Aikigara, which is the Japanese one, Epping Forest, and Baiku, which is the Romanian forest, which is awesome. I think also has a headless horseman. All they have in common are isolation. That means it's quiet, it's dense. Some tragic story somewhere. A name that sticks. Then the word screaming forest sticks, and it makes people believe stuff that's not there.
Just because you say it's not there because you're not a believer doesn't mean it's not there.
I'm not saying it's not haunted. It might be haunted.
And
I'm
the
just
problem is when you go walking in the woods and you bring something home with you.
What a fox.
I prefer the fox.
Okay, I'm bringing back the fox. It's just a lot. There are weird places in the world where weird stuff happens. It doesn't always have to be paranormal.
Or it is.
There are spots in the world that's more magnetic than others, like for the compasses. And this is the UK, so a lot is weird there. It just happens. But yeah.
No, if you suddenly feel cold, no, just no.
So what do you think it is? You think it's haunted? You
Of
think
course, yes, woods.
Daring in there?
You saw that creepy. No, that place is definitely haunted, 100%.
Because I won't sleep there at night.
There is no way, and you will definitely not see. You will not see me there at night. You will not see me there in Halloween. Honestly, I don't think you'll see me there in daytime, but that's still debatable. I might be convinced,
it
but
can't be
not
that
easily.
bad.
No, I saw the video. Nope.
I've seen at least 10 videos now about it.
I'm pretty
all of
sure I
them are
would.
kind of the same.
I would get lost and die in the woods. No, thank you. I'd die of fright because I'd have to be there at night. So no, just no.
I think the woods just look creepy, so people make it more creepy.
It definitely looks creepy. It looks very, very, very creepy.
I don't have any more answers for you.
Great. Let's end this podcast because I don't
Because
agree
look,
with
like the
anything you
unexplained
said.
lights, also something that lights, like I said, lights do weird things. On Chat GPT, a lot of it is explained by atmospheric conditions, like temperature, ball lightning. Have you ever seen ball lightning?
No.
Apparently, you get lightning that comes in a ball. I've never seen it. It's like when you're in the house, you've seen lightning going through your house. It's usually a ball. That's ball lightning. I think I've seen that before.
No, I've seen lightning. I've seen electricity jump. I haven't seen.
And then
ball
there's light
lightning.
pollution. Light pollution is a big thing. It makes lights seem everywhere. And the air is so dirty that lights reflect off the air. That happens a lot. Satellite flares, irradium satellites in the 1990s would have caused the unusual lights in the sky.
And then just randomly somebody died the same day.
1990s, 1948.
You cannot connect the random lightning with a death. So no, the fact that it happened on the same day, I don't agree.
And then you get something called false memories.
A group of people won't have false memories.
It's false memories around the group sightings. People can remember seeing things if someone else claims they did. You know, it's a lot like Stockholm syndrome, and you get weird syndromes.
I know what
A group of people, and then one guy says, "I saw it. I saw a fox." And they all go, "Yeah, that was a fox." It happens in groups.
Okay, I don't disagree with that statement, but I do disagree with everything else. So anyway,
And also the Pluckley ghost stories, the town, all of a sudden there were more ghost stories after it featured on TV. Until
because people keep quiet about stuff like this. It's not something you're gonna just chat about over the dinner table because other people are gonna think you're nuts. People are judgy. You're not gonna sit there and, oh, I saw this ghost again last night. It's freaking living in my living room you're not gonna. You're just gonna tell your most trusted people that won't make you feel insane.
And also, what would they benefit from making it haunted? Except for it being fun and being for tourists, but I think the town nearby, I think the value of that property is basically nothing because it's haunted.
Tourists.
And they just have tourism. But I can't believe that much because, like I said, I didn't actually know about this until this year.
I don't know how many people go
Maybe there
there
are people that
and
go there for.
eat there and whatever, but yeah, I don't
I don't see any. I don't see
I
anyone
don't
making
think
money
it
out of
was
calling it haunted.
Yes, I believe they believe it's haunted.
Anyway, back to
I'll trust them. They live there.
okay. Let's find them.
So, is this just folklore? A century-old village wrapped in its own myths? Or are the woods holding something real? Something old and angry and echoing through time? Maybe the screams are just the wind. But maybe there's something else. Whatever you believe, one thing is for sure. The Screaming Woods have earned their name and then some. Would you spend a night there?
No,
Nope.
no.
No, thank you.
But I don't think I'll spend the night in any woods that I don't know. But
I won't spend the night in any woods. If there's not a bunch of lights and other people, I'm not gonna be there. Nope. I'm good, thanks.
I've spent time in camping. Yes, not in the woods.
No.
But I'll go to like the Alaskan woods,
Yes, but other people are there and there's camping sites and
and I watched a guy build a fort there once on YouTube. So I can do it now. I'm ready for it. But anyway, if you enjoy diving down this rabbit hole into the world of the weird with us, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share your own thoughts. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for more content. And please share our podcast with fellow folklore lovers to help us grow.
until next time, stay curious and keep the legend alive. Bye.